So what do you think the chances are on a percentage basis of a crash?
A crash being like the market going
50%. The startup eco. Let's say a crash would be similar to 2008, 2009. And I think during the dot-com crash, you were in high school.
Yep.
I'm not joking, right?
Like you were but I was trading stocks then too.
But you were trading stocks in high school. Yeah. So similar to those two crashes, what do you think the chances are?
I think it's a greater than 50% chance.
You think it's greater than 50% chance?
I'm a bit of a chartist. I think I think it may not be rational, but I think that there's a greater than 50% chance.
That will have a similar like crash.
Because of bear style price action in the market and all this instability, even if I actually think to Katie's point, I would love to have a lot of money to invest in Box right now. I think there's going to be huge opportunities to invest. I think there already are things that are on sale. So I don't know. I see it as opportunity.
Yeah,
it's just
I see it as
irrational, but it's opportunity.
But you think 50% chance that it comes apart?
Better than 50.
Katie, what do you think? You think does this feel to you like 2009 or 1999? Or, I'm sorry, 2000 when the dot-com crash happened?
So it doesn't feel exactly like 2007, 2008 to me because I'm not as close to the action. I was covering Wall Street and I was covering private equity and all sorts of debt instruments in 2007 and 2008.
Were you having panic attacks during that, like as a journalist? Like, did you literally wake up at night and think the world is ending? Because it was terrorizing to people. Did you literally have like massive anxiety? My office was directly
across the street from Lehman's office.
Oh,
so as we knew they were going under, it was...
As they're carrying boxes out the front door.
Yeah.
It was really incredibly stressful. So
But did you feel it as a journalist? Did you
of course. Of course, because...
Was it the most stressful moment of your life?
As exciting as it was to report an enormous story, it was also stressful because our people who we knew who were our sources were losing their jobs. And when you saw all of Manhattan shutting down, you saw lower Manhattan bars, restaurants, things that had always seemed like they'd be open, shutting down. You saw people leaving the office at insane times over the weekend, and you were working around the clock. So yeah, it was really incredible. Wow. But in this case here, I don't feel like we're as close to the epicenter of whatever the problem is. So whether it's China or whether it's another debt problem, whether it's a lack of liquidity in the stock market, which is just being talked about right now, the fact that only 4 stocks were really responsible for almost all of the gains in the S&P last year. Whenever you see that kind of weird top to your point, you know something is wrong when investors aren't really participating, when they're just it was Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Alphabet/Google that were driving all of the growth last year. And when you see something like that, you know that in reality, investors are very wary. It's sort of like seeing these really low unemployment numbers, but knowing that in reality, there's something happening where people are not making enough money.
And they're giving up.
Right.
Yeah. There's some capitulation that has occurred.
Well, we were talking about debt, right? So, you know, we don't hang out in Minnesota next to the places where people are building, fracking rigs, or, we're not hanging out where people are doing oil exploration. And if those are the big chunks of debt that are going to go bad, we're not close to the action.
And hey, super easy for me to tell you about Envision app, which is, again, a product I use all week long. You can make mobile designs and clickable prototypes and get your design team and your product team and your clients out of email hell or HipChat or, some chat hell where people are trying to talk about the product on a platform that's not really designed for that. It's not designed, chat and email are not designed to have good product discussions. Good product discussions happen in Envision where you can put the crosshairs right on a piece of the prototype and say, this is what needs to change, or I have a question about that, and then click and CC everybody and have a threaded discussion in the actual prototype. And you can send the prototype to people in your organization or clients or prospective clients and say, hey, look at what we built. What do you think? Or send it to your board. Here's the next version. And they take it. And they're out in Hawaii or in Aspen or wherever your board is at this time. And they put the new version on their phone. And when they're on the ski lift, they look at it. That's what it's about. You got to get the new product out to your constituents and potential investors and share it with them. And I always tell people, if you send me an Envision link, I'm going to click it because it's so delightful to look at your product and get an idea if you have any idea what you're doing. I can tell in 15 seconds, 30 seconds into a product if you have the chops that, make it so I want to have a meeting with you. And most of the time, 8 times out of 10, the product is so bad that people send me in a PDF or a deck that it's just like, if these people can't even make a decent product, like they're not really ready to get angel investment. That's 101. And Envision helps you get yourself out of the bucket of people who are incompetent in design and get yourself into the bucket of people who are competent. Airbnb uses it, Twitter uses it, Evernote uses it, Adobe uses it, I use it. All the people in my incubator love it and use it. And they're giving away their starter plan for free for 90 days. Go to envisionapp.com/twist, envisionapp.com/twist. TWiST. It is awesome. I love the product. And go ahead, if you're a super fan of the show, and thank @InvisionApp on the Twitter. They love seeing that.